Okay, I am making binding, and this binding is going to go on a quilt. And so here's how I do it. I use this ruler. I cut this off at a 45. This ruler is a Creative Grids quick trim ruler. See that right there? And it's this 45-degree angle here. Sorry, here. That makes it work so well. So watch what I'm doing here for a minute. So I have my 45 cut. I put it in my sewing machine, my bar foot. Of course, I've got that happening. Okay, and stitch it out on a 45. It comes out perfect every time, which is why the ruler is a very, very, very good investment. I've cut these with my AccuQuilt. The strips have been cut with my AccuQuilt. Here's my quick trim ruler. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Of course not, I need to move a little closer. So I just set them up like that. There we go. Here's my 45 right here. And of course, I don't know what's harder, trying to make a video while you're working and getting all the camera, the pieces, everything set where it can be seen. It's a lot easier said than done. I'm cutting right here on, let me try and turn this around just a little bit. On a place, it has to have support underneath this flimsy little cutting ruler or cutting plate. So here we go, like this, 45. I cut it off first. You can draw a line if you're just not so sure. I remove that. I've got my 45 right here, and I run that through the machine, which is a bar foot, and it comes out perfect every time. I think my next step is I will show you how I get it on the long arm, because I always, I'd say out of 10 quilts, I bind probably 6 of them for my customers. Now, I don't do the flip over hand stitch, and I don't sew it on, because I think hand stitching is the only way to go. So there we go. I do believe in the 1/4 inch scant 1/4 inch bar foot. That is available for almost all machines. The scant, not the full 1/4, the scant. And so here we are again. I'm going to show you the whole process so that you can see the whole pieces. I use the Robert Kaufman app, and that tells me how many pieces of binding I need to make, 2.5 inch strips. I prefer 2.5. The Robert Kaufman app will let you do 2 inch all the way up to 3, I believe. And then here's my last one. Okay. Goes like that. Then my next step will be pressing it in half, and I'm not going to show you that because everybody knows how to press binding in half. But I use my ends of the binding that I don't use on the quilt. I chop up into little pieces like this, and I use them for the beginners and the enders on my machine. I always keep a beginner and an ender on my machine, and that way I never have threads stuck down in my bobbin area. So that's a thing that I use, and I keep them in a little tub like this, with just the beginners and the enders. Some people call them spiders. I prefer beginners and enders. Some people actually like have square triangles that they put as beginners and enders, and then at the end of, I don't know, however long, they literally have enough to make a quilt. Okay, next step's going to be sewing it on. I'll try my best to